I have like sunk way down in my chair. Also, I'm sorry about the weird shadows. We're in the process of moving. I don't have a film set up in the new house yet, but we are in the new house, so that's exciting. There's gonna be a little bit of shadowing. I'm not very good at lighting at all, in case you haven't figured that out. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary. I post 2 new videos every week on Sundays and Thursdays. And today's video is going to be my version of the eyeshadow palette tag. I've seen these videos around, I believe it started on TikTok. Samantha March and Allie Glines did a version here on YouTube with 13 questions, so I'm gonna just go ahead and follow that. I know Jessica Braun added some prompts to it, but I don't even have 13 eyeshadow palettes, so I'm gonna just stick with the original 13. I just thought it would be interesting. I feel like most people who do this tag have like over 100 palettes or some buzzword like that. I have 8 eyeshadow palettes, 7 eyeshadow palettes, and then I have a quad. So I have a really, in my opinion, a very minimal eyeshadow collection. Let me know down below how many palettes you have. Do you have a huge number of eyeshadows, or do you just have an edited little collection? That being said, I'm just going to jump into the prompts. You will see all of these palettes at least once, or all of my palettes, I guess, and then some of them will show up more than once. If you're excited for this video or you enjoy it while you're watching, make sure you give it a thumbs up and do your own version of it and tag me in it. I want to see other people's eyeshadow collections and what they came up with for the prompts to these. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first prompt. My computer screen's down here if you're wondering why I'm looking down. The first prompt is to show your newest palette. My newest palette is the Bobbi Brown Nude Drama 2. I got this in the Sephora VIB sale. If you haven't seen the video where I unbox that, I'll have it in the card and down below. I also did a full review and 2 demos with this palette, and I will have that linked in the card and down below as well. This is what it looks like. Just a really pretty pink toned neutral palette. And like I said, I got that, I think maybe it's been a month now. It's pretty new to my collection. Show your oldest palette. Don't judge me. I have an Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. I think I got it for Christmas or my birthday in 2013. So, is busted. Pretty well used though, I will say. Got pan in here. This one's empty. A lot of pan in here. Pan, almost pan. So I do have some really good use out of this palette, but this, it's in my Shop My Stash right now, which if you haven't seen my Shop My Stash video for this month, again, I'll have it linked in the card and down below. So I've been getting some use out of it. The colors don't stay in your eyes anymore. You have to use a primer with them, and even still, they crease really bad. So I think I'm gonna have to get rid of this one pretty soon after this, but yeah, it's my oldest palette. Show your most expensive palette. So this one was close, but it is actually the Nude Drama 2. This palette retails for $59. And it is 12 shades. So $59 for 12 shades. That is my most expensive palette. Show your most affordable palette. For this, I have my Rimmel Magnifies Jewel Rocks edition. I bought this palette for the blues over here because I didn't have anything like this blue in my collection, and I wanted to do a Cleopatra eye look. So I picked this up at Walmart. I think it's like $7.99 or $8.99. And I think they still make these. So it's a great little palette. I, again, have the Jewel Rocks one, so it's a lot of jewel tones. This is perfect for pops of color. And honestly, because of the reds and the mustards, you can make like wearable, full wearable, like everyday looks with this. I really like this palette. So for Show Your Everyday palette, I have the, I'll show you the outside, the Violet Voss Matte Vibes. And this is just matte neutral shades. This does lean really warm. These 2 are like almost cool tones. I guess these 3. But the rest of it is like red and orange basically, which honestly suits me. I'm totally fine with that. I use this as a transition shade. I use the black in there all the time. I use the matte cream shade called Tubular all the time. The names on this are really cheesy. They're all like 80s inspired. So it's like Hairspray, Chill, Booyah. But this is a good little palette if you're just looking for, like I was just looking for something neutral in transition shades because I don't have a lot of that. I have a lot of palettes that I, pretty much all the palettes that I've bought have been for like fun colors or fun shimmers, and I have singles that are in like blue and green and like a shimmery pink, but I just wanted something, a staple. So this is my everyday staple. Transition shades, deepening shades, stuff like that. Show your most colorful palette. My most colorful palette is also my biggest palette, which is another one of the prompts. I'll just do it now. My BH Cosmetics 120 color palette. This thing I've had since 2014, I believe. And she is neutral and colorful. So there's like pinks and purples. Some of them fall out of their pans. This actually looks way more neutral now that I show it up here. But this has like every color family. Purples and pinks and oranges. These are all way more orange than they look in here. That's probably my most colorful palette. The other contender that I have for most colorful is probably that Rimmel Jewel Eyes, because all of these are colors. Brown is a color, but I mean like all of them are non-natural colors. Okay, so this is my biggest palette as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that, so I don't have to do that one. And then my smallest palette is my Charlotte Tilbury quad. I have this in the shade Uptown Girl, and it's just grays and pinks. You can see this, I've used my finger on, so it has like gray smudges in it, but works as a good little pop. Show a palette with the best memory. Palette with the best memory. I don't know. I don't know if I have a palette with the best memory. I don't even know what that would mean. Because like I remember what I was wearing when certain things happen. Like on a special date, I'll remember the dress I wore, or I remember what I was wearing underneath my graduation robes when I graduated from college and from high school. Like stuff like that I remember, but I remember clothes, I guess, better than like the makeup look I was wearing when things happened. And I mix my palettes a lot. So I'm not sure what I would say with a palette with the best memory. I'm gonna change it. Instead of palette with the best memory, I'm gonna do palette with the most memorable color story, because I think it's this. This is my like most unique color story. These greens I don't have anywhere else. This is such a good palette. This is the Melt Cosmetics Morturno Vita palette. This was part of their holiday release, holiday 2019. And I picked it up. The packaging is beautiful. I love this palette. Then they said, show a palette that's worth the hype. For that, I would say this. This got a lot of hype at its release, and I think it's totally worth it. The formula is beautiful. The colors are great. I will say this green stains really bad. So if that bothers you, something to know. I don't even think this is available anymore, so it probably doesn't even matter. This red also stains. Reds usually stain. Reds and pinks, bright colors stain. For me anyways, I don't know if other people have that problem, but I do. The only critique I would have of this is that this brown is not as blendable, and it like, for some reason on me, it like smudges and fades and like doesn't wear well. I don't really know how else to describe it. It's very strange. This is a great palette. Next, palette not worth the hype. My Charlotte Tilbury quad. This is pretty. It's a pretty color story. I'm glad I got it. I got it in a GlamBot sale, so it was used, so the price was already reduced, and then it was in a sale, so it was like an additional percentage off. Not super pigmented. This shade, the like pop shade, like, can you even see it? It like, no, it doesn't even show up. It's like a barely there glitter type thing, which if you like that kind of thing, like Jessica Braun talks about loving the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow formula. Just for me, I prefer something with more gusto. So when I use this, I tend to be going for like a no makeup look type thing. Not even, but just like a subtler makeup look, I guess. Which, to be honest, is not something I go for very often. Show a favorite palette from a favorite brand. This one I also had a really hard time with because I don't have any repeated brands for eyeshadow palettes in my collection at this time. I used to have the Urban Decay Naked 2 and Naked 3. I threw the Naked 2 out. I feel like I don't have a favorite brand. So for that reason, I'm gonna change it to my favorite color story. And I'm gonna go with this. This is a Makeup Revolution palette. This was also limited edition. It smells like chocolate. It's the chocolate, it's I Heart Revolution. I apologize. The I Heart Revolution Chocolate Truffle. This palette, the formula is really good. in my opinion. I know some people don't like Makeup Revolution's formula, or they say it's hit or miss. The pinks and reds and everything is so great for me. I'm using this palette on my eyes today, which it's not that impressive of an eye look, to be honest with you. This eye makeup has been on since 7 this morning. I wore it to work. It's about 3 in the afternoon now. But this palette's really good. I really like it. And again, I can't speak for the formula of other Makeup Revolution palettes. This might be my everyday eyeshadow palette. I should have just said this for that. Oh, the Violet Boss, because I didn't know what else I would use that one for. But yeah, this, such a good palette. And then the last one is the most used palette. And I'm sure this is going to shock absolutely no one, because I just showed you the pans in it. My BH Cosmetics 120 color palette is my most used palette. I've had this for years. I have pan out of 120 shades in, it's actually not that many, 28 out of 120. But I've used this palette so much. I used to use this palette every day. I forever only had this, my Naked 2 and my Naked 3. All through college, that's all I had. We're gonna do this in chronological order. Naked 3, 120 color palette. Rimmel, this one. Charlotte Tilbury Quad. I Heart Revolution Chocolate Truffle palette. These two I got at the same time in an order from Sephora. The Vita and the Vibes. And then I got the Bobbi Brown Drama 2. And that's it. That's my whole eyeshadow palette collection. I also have singles and stuff, but I think I have 6 singles. Let me know down below, how many eyeshadow palettes do you have? Because this seems like a normal person amount. And there are people like my sisters who have 1 eyeshadow palette and they never use it. And then there are people on YouTube who film declutters where they get rid of 300 eyeshadow palettes and still have 150 left. So like, which camp do you fall into? What is your ideal number of palettes? Because I truly do think, I've been thinking on it this whole video basically, I think I get like 10 more palettes. I also might do a video on all the eyeshadow palettes that were on my wish list that I never ended up buying, just to see how many I would have if I bought every palette that I've wanted to buy. I don't know. Let me know if that sounds interesting to you. Also, let me know how much you hate the lighting. Give this video a thumbs down if you think the lighting sucks, which, same. Like I said, I post every Tuesday. I don't post on Tuesday at all. Today is Tuesday. I'm filming on Tuesday. But I do post every Sunday and Thursday on my channel whenever I can get it up. Frankly, I try to have the Sunday videos up in the morning, Thursday videos up in the afternoon. They go up when they go up. And that's just how it's going to be. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big ol' thumbs up. And if you would like to see more from me, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can also click the bell icon if you want notifications every time I post. I hope you guys are having a good week. I hope you have a good weekend. And I will see you on Sunday. Bye. Wearable.